Hey guys, welcome back to Real Talk with Lady T. So today we'll be going over Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 14. Don't go nowhere. The first couple that I want to talk about is Eric and Virginia. Start this episode off with Eric bringing Virginia to where he grew up in his hometown, in his home that he grew up in, and talked about his upbringing. And then Virginia spoke a lot about her being upset that she has reached out to Eric's family, his mom and his siblings, and you know, she don't feel as though Eric is trying to get to know her side of the family. So Eric did apologize for that, and he said, you know what, as a matter of fact, I haven't really been doing as much as I could have been doing. You see in another scene, Eric FaceTimes Virginia's dad. So he's basically apologizing to Virginia's dad. You know, I'm sorry. It's just been a lot going on lately. And I've been, you know, mixing with Virginia that I haven't really got a chance. And the father said there's no need to apologize. He basically said, you know, I understand that these 8 weeks is for y'all to get to know each other. Like, y'all took a big step. And now that y'all took this step, y'all have to decide if you want to stay married or not. So the father didn't seem at all upset that he haven't heard from Eric. I don't know if you saw that part when Eric started talking about what a marriage looks like. And the dad basically was like, every marriage looks different. And the marriage is what you make of it. So I do notice that Eric continues to try and put marriage in this box of what he expects it to be. And I don't know if that has anything to do with him being already divorced. So then the next scene you see, Eric meets up with Virginia and she's playing basketball. So now she wants to show Eric a little bit about her background and how she grew up. She shows some pictures of her when she was little. Eric did let her know that he's called her dad. So basically she was like, well, I appreciate you calling my dad. She seemed really happy that he reached out to her father. Eric kept saying, you know, he likes the fact that Virginia's very independent. However, he said, but I just want you to need me. And she said, well, why can't I just want you? Why do I have to need you? So now Virginia meets with Eric's sister-in-law. And so basically they sit down, they have a talk, and the sister-in-law says the same thing. She said, well, Eric and his brother are just alike. They're not good at communication. And so she basically was saying how you just have to continue to try to communicate with them. The sister-in-law said, I can definitely see Eric being insecure with you going out all the time. And she even talked about it on the side, and she said, you know, if that's going to continue to be Virginia's lifestyle or things that Virginia want to do, that may not be the best for them. Like, Eric may definitely have a lot of issues if it continues. The staying out all night, the bars, the drinking a lot, and things of that nature. In the final scene with Eric and Virginia, they're meeting with Dr. Pepper. Now, Dr. Pepper wanted to talk about any unanswered questions, you know, what's going on. And the main thing they wanted to talk about was communication. Basically, and I agree with Dr. Pepper. I don't know what you think, but they can't keep sweeping stuff under the carpet. Like, when things are getting really hard for them, they just want to brush it away. And I feel like that's really their problem. Virginia feels like cheating is the only thing off the table. You can't cheat. So she basically feels like, as long as I don't cheat, I should be able to do anything and everything else in our marriage. Because at the end of the day, you're still married to this other person. And I feel like there should be an equal medium somewhere as far as what's okay and what's not. So my next couple that I want to talk about is Brianna and Vincent. Now, this episode starts off where Vincent comes to the dance studio to see Brianna dancing. So basically, she danced a lot growing up, and she just felt like she was in her element when she danced. Vincent seemed to really enjoy and like the fact that she was artistic and she can dance. She really wanted to pursue dance, but she was really good at math. So because she was really good at math, and that's where the money was at, she followed the money. And so she said, I kind of wish I would have stuck with dance. It was actually something that I really loved and enjoyed doing. She talked about being very insecure about her skin tone. You know, the fact that she was a darker complexion, she was very insecure about that. Dance, you know, just helped her get through those hard times. Then they had mentioned a brief synapse of the children again. And Brianna's like, the kids will come, but it's going to be a long time coming. So if you see Vincent's face when she said that, he's like, man, you need to stop. Like, I don't understand what the problem is and why you keep prolonging this, us having children. I don't understand why Vincent want to have him so early, but she continues to make it known like it's not going to be no time soon. So later on, they're back at Brianna and Vincent's home, and Dr. Pepper comes over. So now Dr. Pepper's coming just like she did with the last couple. She wants to talk about any unanswered questions. She asks Brianna how she feeling as far as Vincent sleeping in. Brianna still has a problem with it. She feels as though Vincent is on his phone at night and he should go to sleep a little early so he can get up early. And so Vincent said, yeah, but if I'm tired and I want to sleep in, I should be able to sleep in. And so Brianna's like, well, how about I want to have breakfast with you in the morning, but I can't because you want to sleep in. So I'm not sure if it's more so her just being bossy, him being lazy. However, I feel like that's still something that they can compromise. I don't really think Brianna should be controlling when he wakes up. That's just my personal opinion. You know, now if it's like all the time, it's like, okay, let's find out what's going on or this, that, and third. But if it's every once in a while he want to sleep in, I feel like he's a grown man. He's been able to sleep as long as he wanted to before he got married. He should still be able to. That's just me. So Dr. Pepper did bring up the birth thing again, and she asked Vincent how would he feel about adoption. And basically Vincent said, well, I never really thought about it. Like, I really would need to do some research and think about it first before I make a decision about adopting. But he wanted his, children from himself. So later on, you see Brianna and Vincent, they're going to the Dominican restaurant. That food looked good, too. I was getting hungry. I saw that I was getting hungry. Brianna said that Vincent looked like he was in his element. Like, she liked that. She was like, he wanted her to bring her into his roots and show her, his background. He was speaking Spanish and all of that. It was real nice. And I liked the scene, her just trying to say little Spanish words and stuff like that. He said that his family came to the United States for a better opportunity. And a lot of, minorities, that is usually the case. And he said he didn't have a lot of love and attention growing up. And I think that's why he really yearns to have a child of his own so that he could take care of that child, nourish that child, give that child everything and anything that they need, all the love and attention. And I really feel like I'm praying that can actually happen for them. Brianna, on the other hand, she's like, well, I just hope that it's not a deal breaker if I can't have a child. So she's still saying the can't part. And I just really think that she's just really scared about her health conditions and things. She probably looked it up. She probably was on Google so much. Google will get you in trouble. So the next couple I want to talk about is Clara and Ryan. Now, we start off with Ryan meeting with Clara's mom. And, it just shows some dedication on his part because he wanted to meet with her and talk to her about Clara's upbringing. Ryan did mention that he was very needy as a child. But out of him and his brother, he was the needy one. So Clara's mom always gives pretty good advice. Her advice was to be patient, respect her, and at some point, love will come. You can tell that Ryan's concerned about the religion situation and conversation. And when he talks to mom about it, because Clara's mom is into church and things like that, she just said, hopefully once Clara has children and she's starting to raise her own children, she may change her mind. I feel like Ryan felt so much better when he heard Clara's mom say that. So now we're visiting Clara's family home. So Clara took Ryan on a tour around the house, and they happened to turn her old bedroom, into a gym. Ryan just seemed excited to learn about Clara. And I never kind of got a feeling that he didn't want to learn about her. I just feel like he's moving at his own pace. And that's just that. Clara's mom said that Ryan checks off all the boxes. She loves seeing her daughter married. And, I feel like because Clara do talk about her past experience with men and how they used her and they didn't really cherish her. And I feel like Ryan would be that person. She just has to have the patience, and he just has to have the, the strength to actually be that person for her. Clara's mom said, and this, she said it right. She said, every day is a decision day. She said, one step closer to the future. Each day is one step closer. And I really liked it there because, you know, take your time. It's, yeah, you know, we got this small window of time to decide if we want to stay married or not. But at the end of the day, you still have each other, but you still want to get those really important things out the way. You want to make sure, can I really see myself with this person for the rest of my life? Those are real important questions to ask. Moving right along. So now Dr. Pepper comes over to meet with Clara and Ryan. She, of course, wants to bring up these unanswered questions and make sure that they're communicating with each other about these things. So she asks us about the no sex thing. And Clara, real funny though, she always throws some slide stuff in there. She said, oh, well, you know, because of my past experience with other men, I, you know, wish for certain things. And she said, now you got to be careful what you wish for. So whatever she wished for, now she's not getting any intimacy. And we talked about the topic of the I love you word. And basically Clara feels like he's holding back and he doesn't want to fully open up because he want to make sure that they're actually going to stay together. And she's kind of worried that he won't get there. And so Ryan basically is saying he doesn't want to force it. And he doesn't want, what did he say? He doesn't want the word love to lose its value. So he don't want to have to just keep saying it all the time, just saying it all the time. And Dr. Pepper made a awesome point. She said, every day when I'm on the phone with my loved ones, with my husband or my children, and before I hang up, I tell them I love them. Before, you know, we say I love you all the time, and it does not lose value. But I'm on the phone with that person. When I hang up, if I don't know if I'm ever going to talk to that person again or see that person again, the way this world is going. So you got to use that word to the value that it is. They had an exercise when she left. She said, I need y'all to write a letter to your younger self and see how that goes. So Clara wrote her letter, and I mean, her letter was touchy and it was heartfelt and it was about love and you could just feel it. And in a nutshell, Ryan's letter, basically, he was like, I won't change nothing about my life or what I'm doing. And so Clara just seemed so disappointed because she was just like, you know, basically he's standing his ground on how he feel and how, you know, how everything is in his mind. And she just feel like it's a dead end. My final couple that I want to talk about is Heyyyyy and Jacob. Now, we start off with them two. They're doing baseball. And this is something that Heyyyyy did growing up. Actually, we find out in this episode that Heyyyyy did a lot of things. She had a lot of different hobbies and things like that growing up. But baseball was one of them. And then they were doing a bet. And she was like, I guess I should let him win sometime. She seemed annoyed that, once again, Jacob had on some dress shoes. Some jeans and some dress shoes. So she's like, how do you wear dress shoes to play baseball? So anyway, they finally sat down to talk after betting. And Jacob, you know, Heyyyyy told Jacob that even when she was 4 years old, she remembered telling her parents, no, I don't want to. And she was making decisions for herself, what she did and didn't want to do at 4. And her parents, you know, she was bossy. If anything, they kept calling Brianna bossy, but you got to look at Heyyyy's background. Now they're going putt-putting, golfing. And this is something that Jake did a lot of growing up. He said his mom would just be like, oh, yeah, go ahead, go golfing. And then they'll do that for some time and be out the way. And again, Heyyyy's like, I think I should let him win. Let him win something. He showed her some pictures of him when he was younger and things like that. She's still annoyed with these dress shoes that he got on. So now they get back to their place, and Dr. Pepper wanted them to write a letter to their younger self. So Jake's was something like, don't be a bee. Good luck. What he said. Thanks for not quitting football. So his was like, And then Heyyyy's was somewhere along the lines of, at 15, you will learn a lot. You will find your voice. Don't be afraid to take chances. Listen to your mother because she was always right. So I guess she must have had some times growing up where her mom tried to get her to do one thing and she just decided to do what she wanted to do. So mind you, listen to me. Do y'all ever notice how at one point Jake and Heyyyyy gonna look like they're doing okay. Oh, okay, yeah. You know, you could go back to my way back in my other videos, and I'm like, oh yeah, they got potential. They got potential. Every time I feel like they're going a good route, either one of them mess it up. Now they here having this conversation about to their younger self, and then Jacob says, "What would you tell yourself the night of the wedding?" And Jacob said, "I would tell myself to return that bracelet." So he's still talking about this bracelet. And so basically he was upset because if you look back at the episode when they gave the gift, she called the bracelet a necklace. So that means she didn't even put it on or try it on or take it out the box. Like, she didn't even really acknowledge the bracelet if she thought it was a necklace. She said, well, and you know, here we go with the pettiness and the childishness. Well, I don't see you wearing a hat that I bought you. And so he said, well, a $20 hat and an $800 bracelet, they don't compare. Now, I don't know. Like, he didn't have to bring up the price of the bracelet or talk about how much each other's gifts cost. But she didn't have to be petty to bring up the hat either. You know what I mean? And I don't think the hat mean as much to her as the bracelet did to him. And I don't think she's understanding that part. And I just felt like they was going right back into a rabbit hole. Like, y'all was just having a good day. And here y'all go in the rabbit hole. They're not going to... Personally, I don't think they're going to make it. They're not. They don't even get along. She doesn't like him whatsoever or anything about him. She tries to change every little thing she can change. I feel like she's just going through the motions. And I feel like at this point, he's just going through the motions as well when it comes to the show. So Dr. Pepper comes over. And she said, oh, Jake, you look sad. So Jake is extremely sad. So Dr. Pepper asks about these unanswered questions that the couple have. And Heyyyyy wants to know why he always wears dress shoes. And he basically said, well, I don't like tennis shoes. I don't feel comfortable in them. And I like to wear the shoes that I like to wear. So she basically, again, brought up the fact that she's not okay with him wearing dress shoes. Jake brought up the bracelet once again. Well, I got her this bracelet and, it's not even here. It's all we in a hole somewhere else. Hurt him. And basically, Heyyyyy is basically saying, well, I feel like he's just trying to have something to argue about. That's the reason why he keep bringing the bracelet up. But honestly, I think you can tell it's heartfelt, and he's really bothered by that. And it's probably like, I could have did something else with $800 than give it to you for you to just put it in the trash. Heyyyyy FaceTimes her mom, and she's like, yeah, Mom, that bracelet, can you please send it? Because he brought it up again. He keeps bringing it up, and, I just want to make sure he get it back. And when I got up, his hat was on the dresser, so I guess he's giving me the hat back. I'm going to hand him his bracelet. So the mom was like, oh, that's just, basically, that's trifling. Like, why would he even bring up the price of the bracelet? I'm so sad you got to go through this. I will make sure you get that if I got to bring it there myself. And I'm just like, y'all, come on. Let's get these divorce papers for these. So, yeah, guys, that's all I got for y'all today. Now, y'all, I know y'all saw that ain't no Chris and no Paige was in this one. Episode felt like it went a little fast, didn't it? I don't know. But anyway, tell me what y'all think about this episode. Thanks again so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not a part of the family, become a part of the family. And don't forget to meet me next week. I will see you next time. Have a blessed one.